Hello students, so we worked on this app last time, which is a very simple app using Flutter Flow, where if you click the button, the counter goes up. And that was very simple. It was our introduction to Flutter Flow. So today we're going to take it a step farther and build an app that take an input and at the same time have two pages, just to introduce the concept of different pages. And again, I don't recommend using Flutter Flow as a final development platform just because it makes you very dependent on the website and you won't be able to move your project from Flutter Flow to your desktop or another platform easily because they have a lot of dependencies that the app uses or the website uses. So we're going to create a new product and I'm going to start with an empty canvas again this time. My project name this time will be input and pages, just as a title for the tutorial. Create. I'm gonna skip all of this. So now we start here. This time we're gonna do one thing differently where up here where it says page title, go ahead and write your name. So on the text section here, I'm gonna write my name, Mr. Harthy, and we're gonna move from there. So this will be our main page. I will have an input in this page and then the output will be on my next page. So to start with that, let's just do some housekeeping here. Just add a text and again drag and drop the text and it's went up here and I'm just gonna center it on the alignment and then I will pick the column itself, make sure the column is highlighted, center as well. Now it dropped to the middle and it is centered perfect. I will put the alignment as center again. I will say let's say enter your name. This app job will be you enter your name and it says hello to view on the next page. So back here, now I'm going to use something called an input text field. So if you type text field, actually, you will see it down here in form elements. I will drag it and drop it. And the cool thing about this is it allows you to input any kind of text and then you can process it however you want. So if we scrolled all the way down here, we are right now on the properties. You can see all those information. What type of keyboard you want to show up on your phone whenever you are trying to input. You want a normal keyboard, a keyboard with only number, multi-lines, and you decide all of that. And then you also can uh, filter what kind of information can be in, cannot be in, and if you want to mask some information, basically like have a customized style if it's like a phone number, a date or something like that, and then the type of submit, is it a go, search, send, which we will get to this whenever we give this field a property. So right now I'm just going to scroll all the way up here where it says text field, I'm going to call it name underscore input. And the reason I'm naming those names just because to keep track, because if you're building an actual app, you will have so many inputs and eventually they will get lost. All right, so very simple, very straightforward. And the last thing we need is a button that you would hit to get submit and move you to the next page. So the button will have two functionality. So I'm just gonna write button on the search bar there and they have a button, drag and drop. So very simple, input the text, hit the button, takes you to the next page. All right, and then on the button text, I'm just gonna write submit. All right, and then maybe on the text field, if you scroll down and you go to the um, here hint, I'm gonna say name, or let's put ex for example dot, let's go with John Smith, our default name here. All right, so That's being said, now we are done with our first page in terms of how it looks like. We will need to add functionality to it, but we're going to pause on that and move to our next page. So on the side where you can see this widget tree line, if you click on it, you will have up here where it says pages and you will see your home page. We want to add a new page. Click on this icon here. And here the cool thing, they have an AI tool that will help you create a page or like something like sign in and all those different kind of pages. But since we're just trying to do something very simple, I'm going to create a blank page and I will go call this page my name and I will drag it inside the page folder. This is just for housekeeping. You don't have to do that. And then let's add a text just like we did before. And I'm going to select the column, align it to the middle and center it on the page. And then I'm going to make this text say, welcome back or welcome, or not actually, I'm going to say something like hello, semicolons, and then I will drag another one and I will put it underneath it, and this one should say your name. I'm just going to put your name as a placeholder for now and we will get back to it. If you want to change the font size or anything like that, you can. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it's just visible. 27%. Alright, you can change the font, you can change a lot of things, which we're not going to get into in today's tutorial. We're trying to keep it very simple. Alright, so after we get our name, we want a way to head back to the previous page or the page we came from. So if you select your app bar, alright, up here, this icon, if you click on it, you will have so many different pre-built header you can use. We can pick one of those with the back button and it's basically going to create this back button. When I click on it, it's already programmed. So whenever you click on it, you can see it's going to navigate you back to the previous page. And here you can say, let's call it personal info, just because it's going to have your name. All right, so that's basically our second page. We don't really need to do anything on it right now, but we're gonna get back to it. Okay, so I'm gonna go back and navigate to my home page. So now we want to add functionality to this button. When I press the button, I want it to take the name from the input box, save it somewhere, and then when I call this page, I want it to bring the name back here. There is actually multiple way to do it. I'm going to do it using our tables or kind of database collection, but we're going to use the app values. We're not going to get into Firebase today. We're going to get to it in the next tutorial. So basically, when you hit submit, I want the name to be taken, saved in this section, and then recalled in the next page. So this is basically an app value. Last time we learned that you can add page value, or I guess they call them state management here. And the problem with those, they are local to the page, which mean you cannot use them across pages. So if you want a value that you can use across pages, you have to save them here in the app values. So we're going to create a new app value, add an app stat variable. So this one will be name because it's going to be our name. The type will be a string because it's going to be text, and you can see all those different kind of information you can add. A boolean, a video path, an image path, an audio, a JSON data, date and time, all those kind of things. And then here you can decide whether you want it to be a list or just a single value, and we want it to be a single value. And the persisted here, what it says this one, this will be saved into the disk, so when you close the app and reopen it, it will save the info. Otherwise, the info will be erased every time you open and close the app. So let's not use the persist for this time. We're gonna get to it later. You can put any description here. The description does not really matter. It's optional. It helps you if you're working on a big project so you can remember what does what. So we will create it and you can set a default value here and let's do John Doe in this area. This is our default value. Okay, so perfect. We added the app stat, and now we have a variable, which is a string, persisted it's false. You can edit it here. You're allowed to change the name and the precision, otherwise you can't really do much to it. All right, back to the app. Now, everything will happen when we hit submit. So I will click on the button, go to my action. Make sure you selected the button, actions, and then we're gonna add an action. So we would need two actions this time. So the first action will be on tap when I press the button. What do I want it to do? First thing I want it to do is to go to the state management, and this time I will do app update app state. And what I want to update the app state with is, or this is the app state I want to update, and then it will ask me what value do I want there. I want it to be a set value, and it will ask me what do you want the set value to be. I want whatever the person put in this input field, so I will select the orange two lines here, and then I will go to my widget state, and then I will see name input. So whatever you type here when you hit submit, it's going to be saved in my database. All right, we have our first action. We need to add a second action. So as it is right now, it doesn't let me add two actions, but we can add two actions by basically I'm going back to this page and then go back to the action. Well, make sure you have the button selected. So back with the button selected, the action, and this time you will see something called Action Flow Editor. If you click on it, it's going to open this page, and this page will show you all the action that one button can do. So first action is we're gonna take the value from the input box and save it in our database or mini database we can call it, or in our variable. And then we wanted to do a second action, which would be add, and then we need to add a new action. Or actually, let's just take it a step, or let's start with adding an action, and then we're gonna fix it. So this next action will be we want to navigate to the next page, which is my page. Very simple. And we can close it. So now it's going to be very simple. When you hit submit, it's going to take us to the next page. All right, so we're done with this page. This page is fully completed. Now we go to this page. All right, this text, which is your name here, we're going to click on the orange lines and circles. And now we want to pull the value from the database. We don't want to be your name. We want whatever value is stored in the app state in the name variable. And that's simply how the app is. All right, so now we're gonna run the app, and we're going to do one more update to the app after it finished running, because we will face a problem that y'all are gonna see, and we want to make sure we don't have this problem. So it's gonna take 2 to 3 minutes to finish this stage. All right, as you can see now, it asked me to add a value. So I'm gonna just type my name, and then I will hit submit, and it's gonna say, hello, Mohammed Al-Harthi. If I went back and I deleted the value, and I hit submit, what do you think will happen? Will my name show up or nothing? Let's try. Nothing. And that's actually a problem because we don't want people not to put their name as a value. We want to always have some kind of data. So we need to stop the user from keeping the value empty and trying to move on to the next page. And there is multiple ways to do that. I'm going to show you one of them. And if you look down here on the debugging panel on the side, you can see that this is the widget value. Whatever I write here is going to tap here. When I hit submit, whatever I submitted moves to the app state. And then if I went back, we can see that it's still saved in the app state. But if I refresh my page, it will disappear because we didn't put it as a persistent value, which means it's going to disappear every time I restart the app. So if you want something to stay, no matter how many times you restart the app, you will put it on the persistent value. So let's just give it a minute to show up. So we can see the app state default value is back to John Doe, which was the one we put here as our default value. All right. So now how can we stop people from submitting nothing? All right. So to do that, we need to go back to the home page. In the home page, there is two methods. One, you can make this field and not an optional field where it is a field that must be filled for them to be able to hit the submit button. The other way is you can make an check statement, which is what I'm going to show you because that will help you in a lot of things in the future. Um, if the check is not, like if the field is empty, then don't move on. All right, so I'm going to go here where it says action and click on it. I'm selecting, so I already selected the button on tap action. So we are going to create a condition. This condition will check if the app state has a value and it's not empty, and then it will move us to the second page. If it is empty, then it's not gonna move us to the second page. So I'm going to add, and then I will select add conditional, and then I will select a condition, and it will be a single condition. It's just gonna check whether it's empty or not. And then we're gonna say if the app.state name is, instead of set or equal, we're gonna select, oop, let me just go back here. Instead of equal to, we're just gonna say if it's set and not empty, mean there is a value stored in it, then we want to navigate to the next page. So if it is set and not empty, I'm gonna click on the three dot. I will cut the action. I will click on the plus and paste it on the true. Then I want to navigate. What if it is false? I want to add another action. And this action will basically be an alert. So I will go to alert and notification, and then I will select an alert dialog, and I will say it's an informational dialog, and the title will be error. The message will be please please type your name. And then dismiss will be okay, I guess. Yeah, and then we are going to close. So now if we did everything correctly, we should be able to reload the instant. So we moved from the editing page to the testing page, which I didn't close. If you closed it, just open a new window. And now I will type my name, for example, submit. Hey, it worked. And now I'm gonna leave it empty and submit. And it gave me an error. Please type your name. Okay, so I can't proceed if I didn't type my name. So I have to have a name to be able to proceed to the next page. So hopefully that taught you two things. One, how to control inputs and hit submit to save the inputs. The second thing, hopefully it taught you how to create a condition to stop people from proceeding if they did not complete every necessary form. All right, that being said, next time we meet, we are going to create a Notepad app, just like the Notepad app you have on your iPhone, minus a lot of things. It's going to be a very simplistic Notepad app. The goal of that to teach you how to create lists and how to deal with for loops in Flutter Flow. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.